Hello, Chelsea fans. Welcome back to the Pride Football Thoughts. I am joined tonight, as ever, by my illustrious co-host, Clark. Clark, how are you doing?
All good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Not so bad. Obviously, coming off a bit of a disappointing result. We will talk about that in a minute. Thank you to
Just a little
everyone
bit.
for stopping by, watching, listening, doing whatever you do. If you like what you see or hear throughout the show, feel free to drop a like, a comment, follow any of that kind of uh,
Subscribe.
fun stuff that people do. And yeah, let's get right into the show. So, the game that we have to talk about this evening, unfortunately,
Do we have
Chelsea.
to?
We do have to. Yeah, it's kind of contractually obliged, isn't it?
God
Chelsea
damn it.
2, Everton 2 in the Premier League.
Premier
That
League. Oh my
happened
God.
this Saturday, just gone at 5:30. The game kicked off, so late afternoon. Yeah, 2-2. Everton scoring in the last minute of the game to give us yet another draw.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, I mean, we obviously did a post-match reaction. We were very we were incandescent is the word I'm going to use. Yeah, it's
Ooh.
a good word.
Okay, okay.
We were very frustrated and very annoyed. Do you feel more mellowed out since that's happened?
No. You know what? Like, you know what? What's so frustrating is that we played good. We wasn't even that bad, like compared to what we was before.
Mhm.
We played all right, and again, just we had a little bit of luck go our way, but that last goal, man, there was just no need at all. But we'll get to why that happened.
Yes.
Further down the line, but let's start with the lineup. So we done a match preview if you guys saw it, and we basically got the lineup spot on except for Pulisic instead of Mudryk, which is a wild card as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So instead of Mudryk on the left, they put Pulisic. Why? We don't know. Mudryk literally didn't play all game. He was on the bench, ready to go. £88 million player there. Speedy Gonzalez, technical ability, and they decided to put the Yank on. So I'm not too sure why, but he was crap. So, so that was that. Everton's away kit is grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's not too nice. But let's get into how we performed then. So first sort of 10-15 minutes, I thought we was okay. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I mean for sure. Looking back at the notes that obviously that we made while we were watching the game, uh, and some of the stats on SofaScore, we definitely had a good start.
Yeah,
SofaScore have got this cool thing that's like I can't remember the name of the. It's like the action meter kind of thing, and
yeah,
it goes like these two. It's like a bar graph. It goes up and down depending on who's got more kind of action, interaction, involvement in the game. And
yeah, yeah.
Chelsea, our bar was like all the way up basically for the whole of the first half, and especially at the beginning. So yeah, we looked really quite fluid and quite sharp early on.
Okay.
It was quite although we didn't score in that early period, but we did look a bit tasty, a bit naughty. And I was
We
thinking,
did, we did.
because I mean, there was an effort from Cover, that kind of like volley he tried that was in the first 5 minutes. I think by that point we'd already had two efforts on goal, which obviously for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
season for us is quite good.
yeah.
So
It
no,
was
yeah,
exciting.
it was exciting. So no, I was really happy. And we kept possession really well. Like if attacks did break down, we recycled the ball and kept a hold of it. And looked
Yeah.
quite tasty. It's some of the best stuff I've seen from us under Potter, I would say.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, I agree with everything. Like the first sort of 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, we was really good. Just like playmaking to a T. Passing was on point as well. The little runs and stuff like that. People were. You're getting into the game. You're getting going. So I don't blame anyone for not going on the end of stuff. But you know what, we was making them. So that's the thing. But yeah, it was retention of ball on attacks, high pressure at points. Um, Everton was pressing aggressively though in the first 15 minutes,
Yeah.
which I don't blame them. As we said in our preview, they're a what did you what was the actual note?
Oh, I call him like a physical bastard of a team, I think was the
Yeah,
exact phrase.
something like that. So yeah, they proved that all the way through the game. To
Yeah.
be honest, they were quite physical, and you could see that they were desperate to get these points to stay out of relegation.
Yeah.
Again, we saw João Felix with his silky display. but always that final pass lacking. Do you think that's something that we should really look on the training ground for?
I mean, it feels like one of those things that you can't teach because it's like some
Yeah,
players just have it and some players don't. It's one of those like weird inherent skills that like world class players just have.
yeah,
And it's been a problem literally as far back as I can remember, probably
yeah,
since Lampard started. I don't really remember so much in the Sarri season, but since Lampard took over, which what 4 years ago now, 3.5 years ago,
yeah,
this was a constant issue. We were
yeah.
losing games
Always.
because we were dominating possession, we were making good chances, but it was always the assist was off, the key pass was
Yeah.
off, or the last effort on goal was off, and it's hard for me to like it's I can't blame it on a coach because we've had like four different coaches, three different
Oh,
coaches.
no, yeah,
But then
yeah,
how do I blame it on the squad? Because this squad is so different from that one as well. Like there are so many
exactly.
different players.
Yeah,
So I don't know what it is. The only thing I can think of is that we don't create good like positions for passes, maybe, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
maybe
Like
like to open up areas.
yeah, like that Man City team, I reference them quite a lot, but that Centurion team was so good and scored so many goals and made so many chances
Yeah,
because they had like movements and patterns, I'm guessing, that put players in the same positions again and again and again that were like in the six
yeah.
yard box. And so it's like it's harder to miss than not, than to score by that
Oh, yeah,
point. Like
definitely.
Sterling got loads of goals that season from pretty similar areas. And we just don't do that. Like our chance creation is a bit more sporadic and random. And you
It's
can't,
very random,
yeah. And I
actually,
don't
if you
think you
think
can
about it.
put like, there's no, you can't, I think you'd struggle to put a blanket over the kind of general area that we make those shots and we get those shots. They do just seem to come as they come, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Again, we're putting Pulisic on instead of Mudryk, and when you just said, you can't really teach it, it's just like a, a skill issue sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think Mudryk, I mean, taking off Mudryk and not playing him instead of Pulisic is just ridiculous. I mean, you talk about natural ability. We just bought the bloke for 18 million. We've seen what he can do.
Mm.
Pulisic hasn't played for so long due to injury, and he's not good. I'm sorry, right? He might be the USA's bloody best player, but he's literally a bench warmer for us. So I don't get why we're playing him in crucial games like that. We needed them 3 points, man. We need every 3 points, obviously, every season. But right now, we're in desperation mode. Like we can't drop below 10, man. Like why are we a mid-table club? And it's decisions like that that really like piss me off because Pulisic putting in them passes, they weren't good. He wasn't fast enough, as we've seen, and I think Mudryk would fare better in doing them final passes, or even having shots on goal. But here we are.
Yeah, no, I said that at one point, didn't I? When we were watching it together, I
Yeah,
said that Pulisic it just looks so slow nowadays, which is so weird because
it really
I'm pretty
is.
sure he's only 23. That's the mad thing about Pulisic. We signed him so young, and he's been around for
I
so
know.
long.
Yeah,
He's not even
so I
old.
thought it was 36.
No, I know, but he looked like it. But yeah, he just looks so sluggish and so slow. And yeah, a lineup decision that I really didn't understand. Again,
It
especially because
bewildered me,
Mudryk
really
had
did.
quite a decent game against Leicester, so it made sense like give him the chemistry, give him the match fitness basically.
Yeah,
Um,
give him the opportunity to carry on.
because if it's a fitness thing, a match fitness thing, like Pulisic isn't more match fit than Mudryk. They're probably
No,
if Mudryk had so long off playing football, he's probably if they're not about the same level, then in theory Mudryk should be way better because he's been in the
yeah,
squad actively playing and training for
exactly.
weeks and weeks now. So
It makes no sense at all.
I really didn't get it, and it was one of those moments where, like, we all watch football for fun, and we're all
Yeah.
interested to see how new players deal with different teams and different challenges. And that was very
Yeah.
deflating to see Pulisic start. I just didn't understand it, and
Yeah.
it
I
feels
think it
it feels so harsh to like be so seem like final on the verdict on Pulisic,
yeah.
considering he's so young. But we just can't take any prisoners now, can we? We've got so many
No.
players, we can't take any prisoners.
No, I totally agree. And I think we should have done Mudryk starting. And then if you really, really, really desperately want Pulisic to get some game time, bring him on at 60 minutes or 70 minutes
Yeah.
and give him half an hour. Don't give him bloody. How long did he add? 65, 70 minutes
He
or
had most of
something.
the game. Yeah, I think it was 60. Yeah,
Like, why? And he was crap. I'm sorry, but he was crap.
yeah.
So that's it. That's for that. And then I can't say his name. How do you say his name? Who got booked at 28
Oh,
minutes?
Idrissa Gana Gay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That one. He got booked at 28 minutes. I can't even remember what for. Can you?
probably just a crap tackle.
Some sort of tackle.
It was, yeah,
And then we got the one that I really want to talk about
yeah,
with Tarkovsky. Really, literally pulled Felix's head off his shoulders.
yeah.
And Felix didn't even have the ball.
No,
And the thing is, the lineman saw it. He complained to the lineman, and the lineman didn't even say to the main, first official
yeah.
or whoever, saying like, can we just take a moment here, guys, because that was ridiculous.
Hmm.
He literally clotheslined. I thought I was watching WWE.
Yeah, it was a scandalous move. Like, yeah, a lovely 1-2. And yeah, Felix was gonna leave Tarkovsky in the dust, but as you know,
Yeah,
as he went past him, he literally just like reached his arm around and just hooked him in the
literally.
mouth like
Yeah.
a prize sea bass, like that, and then just nearly pulled his head clean off. It was crazy. And as you said, the linesman saw it.
Yeah.
Well, and if he didn't,
Yeah.
then
VAR. Hello.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
they don't do it for that.
Apparently not allowed.
Um,
Yeah, it makes no
so
sense. You're a virtual assistant referee, but you can't referee certain points of the game.
So I'm bewildered again. We keep saying it, don't we? Week in, week out,
Yeah,
Premier League refs are shit,
they're so
and they
bad.
continue to be shit. And I don't see how nobody saw that. And then if they did
No.
see it, that's
Yeah, no
surely
cards.
worthy of a yellow.
Yeah,
But
nothing. Absolutely, not even a telling off.
no, literally nothing. And
No.
Tarkovsky didn't get booked for the whole game. And
Yep.
you get a booking in a 30-minute. You can bring on
Yeah.
someone like a Mudryk and say, I want you to try and go past Tarkovsky because he can't tackle you.
Yeah.
Because he'll
Yeah.
get sent off. But you
Exactly.
lose that opportunity to make a competitive advantage because refs miss
Exactly.
things again. But we move
And
on.
you know what? We'll go back to this soon at the end of the game,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you for why when we get there.
Okay.
But we move on to them having a free kick, and Pulisic got absolutely sparked
Yeah, he did.
by this free kick,
Yeah, he did.
and I was made up because I thought he was coming off, but apparently not. The brutish American carried on to wither away our dreams. Whether that's a bit harsh or not, I'm not too sure.
Poor
But
lad,
I'm not
Jesus
asked.
Christ.
You're crap, like I don't care. So yeah, he got sparked by a free kick, which was quite funny to see, to be honest.
He was
don't know
all right.
about-
Obviously, he was
about
all right,
you.
which was
He's
good.
okay.
He
He's
was all right,
okay.
yeah.
He played on till like 70 odd minutes,
Yeah,
so
he was
he
all right.
couldn't have been that bloody injured. But yeah, no, that was a strange one because you don't really see that often. Like
No.
getting absolutely sparked out.
No.
So yeah, football. Then we got WWE with Tarkovsky.
Yeah.
And now we got UFC with a free kick. So
Just combat sports at Stamford Bridge.
It's combat sports. Yeah, that's what it was. Koulibaly, right? He had a good. I'm sorry, but he had a good game, except for some little key points, major key points later on. But I thought he had a good game. Great defending from Everton breakaway. We noted it hit it down at 41 minutes. I think they literally got through our whole defence on a counter attack, and Koulibaly standing there, and it's like that Andrew Tate meme, isn't it? Where he's like, you're standing there, the guy shot you, and he's standing there like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And Koulibaly's literally staring at him like, nah, you're not. It's not happening. So brick wall. I thought it was quite good defensively all game. What do you reckon?
It's a weird one. It's hard, isn't it, to judge a player based on like quite a big singular moment that
Yeah.
affected the game.
Yeah.
Especially in consideration to other players potentially contributing to that situation.
Yeah.
SofaScore gave him a 6.4 overall, which is quite low for the squad average. One of the lowest, actually. Only Kepa was rated lower, which again we'll get onto later. But yeah, I mean, definitely though. In the first half, he looked class. Like he looked,
Yeah.
like super.
I was saying to you, I was
Yeah.
like, he's gonna be my leader of the pack.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he was doing absolutely class stuff. But
Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, no, he had some good moments, and definitely that defending for that breakaway was really mature and like patient, and perfectly timed as well. And I was impressed with that because it's not something I've expected from him based on his kind of previous performances.
I think he's very
he seems hot and cold, man. He seems really hot and cold.
That's exactly what I was trying to think of. Like, it's either good or bad. Like,
Mm.
there's no in between with him. It's just like it's either he's going to get a red within 4 minutes, or he's like passive throughout the whole game.
Mm.
So it's like you sort of like you don't know what's going on. But I think that was taking away the thing that he done later in the game. I think that's one of his best games so far.
Yeah, I'd guess so. I can't. I mean, really, I can't remember any that are that good. Otherwise,
Well, that's
which
the
which is a bit of
exactly
an
that's what I'm saying.
indictment on
Like,
him. Maybe
yeah,
the Dortmund game. Obviously, we looked quite comfortable in that game, but
yeah.
to be honest, I can't even remember that far back. There's too much football. I can't remember that far back. But no, yeah, he looked all right. But we'll touch a bit more on that him later on, obviously, with
Yeah.
the equalizer. Obviously, yeah, Enzo. Again, we noted down here in the first half, looking absolutely pucker, and
It's just
and
amazing.
all I've seen online since that game, I think people have realised now that yeah, he's different gravy because I'm
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
rival fans. I was seeing expressions with Don Robbie on their channel, like reacting to the weekend's football. But yeah, people are bigging him up on
yeah.
rival fans, our fans. Everyone is an audience member of the Enzo show, and they're all enjoying, and
Exactly,
they all feel like they've got their
exactly.
money's worth. So
Yeah, everybody bought a VIP ticket,
yeah,
the popcorn, and
yeah,
they're sitting back,
and
relaxing,
enjoying and
watching the
just
show.
popping the
Yeah,
pop. Yeah, he had a really good first half and
he's
looked good.
so good.
Um,
He's so good.
and so yeah, we ended the first half in quite a strong position. I feel like we gave him the work, to be honest, and similar to Tuchel Ball, when Tommy T was about, we were giving them the work. We were dominating. We were very much in control,
Yeah,
getting into lovely positions, but didn't have the cut and thrust to make anything of those positions, and which leaves you in a vulnerable state once again. So we go into the second
yeah.
half with nothing to show for our domination, and I just
No,
that's always so nerve wracking.
yeah. It's always deflating as well. Like you go into the second half with, you're done good. Do good again, and it might happen.
Yeah,
Like it's just one of those.
yeah.
So there was no changes at half time at all, unfortunately. One that I would like to see come off, obviously, is Pulisic, but he did get knocked out, so I'm not too sure. Like the whole concussion thing, I thought we would have got a concussion sub for him,
Mm,
but apparently not. So no changes at half time. We did start lively. Both teams with efforts on goal quite early on, but for the first sort of 5-10 minutes, quite good efforts on goal. And then we got the nice little João Felix tasty finish off the post with the weak foot, at 53 minutes.
yeah.
Now this bloke, we need to sign him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can do like an instant refund or clear the basket on Christopher Nkunku, who's supposed to be joining in the summer.
Clear the basket.
I don't know. I didn't know what the phrase was, but it feels like if Felix. Now this is obviously only his second goal, so it's not like he's ripping it up. But
Oh no, but it's much more than that.
yeah,
That's the thing.
exactly. Yeah, but his general play has been so assured. So you can tell
Yeah,
it reminds me. It does remind me of Hazard, not in the terms of the way he plays or where he plays, but just you can just tell straight away when somebody's the best player on the pitch,
yeah,
talent wise, and he shows it game after game. And I'd love to see more of him and Enzo. Both ex Benfica boys, doing a business for us. But yeah, no, I agree. I was kind of when people were making like next season squad, dream kind of squads for next season lineups,
yeah.
probably a couple months ago now. A lot of them were putting Felix in, and I was like, "Why are you like? There's no way he's going to stick around." But I have been seeing more and more stories and interviews of him saying that he's quite happy in London. He's having a good
Yeah,
time. He apparently he's making friends and he's found a good group.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think the more I see him, the more I think we have to do everything we can. But
Definitely.
how does that work with Nkunku supposedly already being done and dusted coming in for the summer? Because
Well,
they play in pretty similar roles, and so does Havertz. So
I mean, we could see if we can get a discount code or store credit for him or something like that.
yeah, I just don't know.
But
I don't know what to do with him. I don't know if it'll be like a CEX thing where we try and take him back to Leipzig, and they're like, we signed him for 60, but they're like, oh, sorry, chief, we can only give you 10 for him. Sorry.
10p and a Freddo.
Yeah,
That's
and then
what
they
it was.
put him
Yeah,
up on the transfer market for 50 again. cheeky baskets.
Oh dear.
But no, yeah, as you
Yeah,
said, like a class goal,
absolute
a
class.
lovely
Yep.
finish, great touch, and left-footed right into the bottom corner. Kind of just dinked off the post in. And I
Yeah.
have to say as well that Enzo was instrumental in the goal because he
Oh
was the one
yes.
who
As
received,
always,
as
by the way.
always, seemingly received the ball in midfield, got it out of his feet, pinged a lovely ball over to Chilwell perfectly into his like as he was running, so he didn't have to stop or slow down.
No,
And then Chilwell was able to kind of
perfectly
get the ball.
weighted.
Yeah, Chilwell was able to get the ball in the right area, and Felix did his thing. So yeah, good start to the second half, and
Yeah.
maybe that was kind of like the payment for our good play in the second half,
And
in the first half.
we got a note here from myself after that goal. Enzo for mayor.
Yeah. What did we say in
So
what did we say in the review? Like mayor for what? We were just like mayor for London, mayor for
mayor
football.
for mayor for football, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
But yeah, no, Enzo's so bloody good, and that pass was majestic. As always, like
yeah.
it's like every overhead pass he does is just absolutely outrageous.
I wish I kept the stat. I should have screenshotted it, but I did see one that suggested that he had like the best long pass like accuracy, especially at least for Chelsea. It might have even been in the
Yeah,
Premier League since he joined.
it
Um,
wouldn't even
because
surprise me.
he's so good at it, and what marks him out is his technique is so good. Um, that like one thing that really used to frustrate me about Jorginho's long passing was he always used to get under the ball and float the ball
Yeah,
over. So by the
yeah,
time the ball got to the player intended, either the defender would be able to run back and head it away, or if our player did receive it, it would be such a slow ball, and
yeah,
they would have to generate the inertia to get the ball moving again. If you're on a counter
yeah,
attack, if you're on a quick break, um, or the defense would have enough time to get in place, and that used to happen so often, and I used to despair at that, especially like having Jorginho as our kind of like deep line playmaker post Fabregas, who is the
yeah.
master deep line playmaking. Um, so yeah,
The
it's
wizard.
really nice to have someone in midfield who can ping a ball accurately and with pace and
Yeah.
with precision, and it work out most of the
And
time.
it does time and time and time again
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
it does.
Like it's not just a little one-off, it's literally nearly every long pass is accurate,
Yeah,
speed, everything on it, and yeah, just absolutely incredible.
yeah,
So we got a seemingly harsh yellow for Koulibaly at 57 minutes.
yeah,
It generated a dangerous free kick opportunity for Everton. The way we say it's seemingly harsh because compared to what João Felix went through in the first
mm.
half, like it was just like it was nothing. It was he didn't even clip him. Like
Yeah.
I think it was like a whisker. Honestly, it was absolutely nothing. And if anything, it was probably you should have been done for simulation. But it is
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
I don't. Yeah, he didn't seem to get much on him, but maybe it's like a reputation thing, where it's like he's got a lot of yellows this season, obviously Koulibaly,
Yeah,
and I don't know, maybe it's just it. Maybe the way that he does that looks quite. As you
yeah,
said, he didn't really get
yeah.
much on him at all, but
No,
maybe it just looked bad, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was in kind of a dangerous position, maybe, so
yeah,
that might have influenced it, but yeah, they had a free kick from that point, and they flashed it across the face of goal, and like nobody from Chelsea stopped it, or Kepa didn't collect it,
no,
and Keane got his head on the ball, but luckily for us, it just kind of like swiped off his head
yeah,
and just went
yeah,
out
yeah, yeah.
for a goal kick. So we were very lucky because the
Very
marking was
lucky,
terrible,
very lucky.
and that marking kind of comes back to haunt us later on.
Yeah,
Conor Gallagher, not long after that, then comes on for Pulisic,
yeah. About 60
about
minutes
60
into the
minutes,
game.
yeah. And then he seems they keep the same shape.
Very
And
weird,
yeah,
very
Gallagher goes
weird.
into like almost like a left wing position, which I
Yeah,
don't understand. Now,
uh,
this is kind of where, for me, we lost the game because, or we didn't actually
it
lose,
really
but we drew
was.
the game because
Yeah,
not long after that, we start changing our shape to incorporate Gallagher more.
yeah,
And Everton really start to grow into the game because we really take our foot off the gas and allow them to come onto us and give them the
yeah,
confidence to play us. And we just looked like I noted down that we were looking for counters, but every time we had the opportunity to counter, we were doing it so slowly and
yeah,
ineffectively, and that was so frustrating and something that bad teams do. Like
yeah.
I know I keep bringing up Man City, but Arsenal this season,
Who's Man City?
yeah, they don't do that. Like if they have a counter attack opportunity, they realize the high goal scoring threat that comes from it, and
exactly.
they really make dangerous opportunities out of it, but we just don't, and that's so frustrating.
It is frustrating. I don't get why Conor Gallagher, they put him on the left. He's not a left winger at all. He's a midfield, box to box even.
Mm.
And I don't know why they didn't just put Havertz on the left, because Havertz is used to that anyway. And maybe just change it around a bit. I don't know. Havertz on the left. You could even just throw Felix up front, and then you could move. Who was on the right? Was James still on?
So yeah, James was still on. So
Yeah.
as far as I'm
So you
aware, it
could even
was
throw him up and then put Gallagher in the middle.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, or maybe if you're gonna stay with a three at the back, you could do like a 3-5-1-2.
yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
sorry, a
yeah.
three four
Why
one
not?
two. So
The thing
like
is, Potter
Gallagher,
isn't that innovative, mate.
well,
That's the
apparently
thing.
he is, but if you ask me, he's as innovative as my left arse.
Yeah.
Because he
We
just
got two, or
yeah, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But he just weak, cowardly, like mid-table football mentality.
you
Like
know
proper
what?
teams with proper
It was like
players.
Sean Dyche. It was like Sean Dyche versus Sean Dyche.
Yeah, in a way, it was like kind of something that a struggling Everton would do. Like, obviously, we are mid-table, but we are miles away from the relegation zone. There's no reason for us to be so scared of Everton.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
shit Everton with a bad attack as well, who was starting
yeah.
Demari Gray up front, and that's just not his position at
Exactly.
all. So
We gave him way too much respect.
exactly, it was so frustrating. So and then so not long after that, once they start to look a bit good, they score from a corner. And I said that earlier
Yeah,
on in the game to you, didn't I? I said I know for a fact they're going to get a shitty goal here.
yeah,
That's why I went for a 2-1 result. And it was a shitty goal. Decore with a header from a corner in the 68th
yeah.
minute. I actually couldn't really pick out like somebody as like the main culprit for why the goal went in. I just kind of said
No,
it was shit defending or slash
it
keeping
was all
all round.
shit. It was all bad.
Because Tarkovsky should never have been able to get the first header in so easily, and Decore just standing there with his back to Kovacic, just beasting and
Yeah,
feasting on him, and just literally giving a little nudge of his head
yeah,
to score,
yeah.
with Kepa just kind of flailing behind him. It just looked like a really amateur goal to concede.
It was, and you said this, predicted this in our preview, and it bloody happened because we all knew it was going to happen. Because again, as you said, we switch off,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we don't realize how much of a threat they are. They're still gunning for a goal. We're only 1-0 up at this point,
Yeah.
and we're playing like pansies. So I don't know what's going on. Like, why do we get 1-0 up and then play like we play like we're 5-0 up
Yeah, yeah,
when we're
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah,
nil up?
yeah,
It's ridiculous, and we all switch off. We all go to bed, and just nothing happens. So yeah, the Decore goal was very disheartening. Moving on, 4 minutes later, we got a penalty awarded
Mm.
from a Tarkovsky foul on James. Havertz scored the goal, put Pickford on his arse with the penalty, so that was quite nice to see.
Yeah.
I think, remembering it right, it was just slightly to the left of the centre and just at the top. So yeah, absolutely. You know what? Quality
Decent
penalty
penalty. Yeah, it
again.
was nice.
Yeah, it was a decent penalty, but when he picked up the ball, we was all shitting it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm still not used to Havertz being our penalty taker. I
No,
don't know
it's
if I'll
so
ever get used to it. To
weird,
be
man.
honest,
I
he
don't
doesn't
like
have that
it.
aura. He doesn't have that aura for
No,
me like
no,
other players we've had in the past.
no.
But I did.
I'd prefer Reece James, honestly.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he
Yeah,
has that aura. I did like
yeah,
his celebration after though. Obviously, he was kind of mugging off Pickford a bit, wasn't he? Went like a
yeah, yeah,
like that to him, which was quite
yeah,
funny. I didn't know that Havertz had that in him to be such a shithouse, but
yeah.
develop
We
those
love all that.
shithousery
We love all
skills,
that.
develop
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
and carry on because I miss Costa
We
and
love
his ultimate
shithousery.
shithousery. So
Yeah.
if Havertz doesn't ever score, but he's a great shithouse, I'll have him basically.
I just want to touch on what I said earlier about Tarkovsky.
Mm,
So if the refs were actually good at their job,
mm.
he would have got a yellow already back in the first half. Therefore, this would have been a sending off. This would have been
Potentially,
his
yeah,
second yellow
yeah.
card, because it was quite bad. He did get a yellow card for this, didn't he? I
No,
swear
he
he did.
didn't. He didn't get a yellow card for
He
the whole game.
didn't.
No, he didn't.
No way.
No,
So
yeah.
I think this should have been a yellow card as well. It was quite a blatant tackle. It was a blatant foul in
Yeah,
the
I
box.
th- yeah,
Um,
I,
he had no remorse because he had no card.
no, I
He
think
wasn't.
it looked a bit clumsy. Maybe I think
Yeah,
what maybe got him away with it was the fact that it was who was the player? Oh, what's his name? Godfrey. Ben Godfrey kind of initiated like James
Yeah, he
kind of
did.
going over a
Yeah,
bit. He was like next to him, and
yeah,
James kind of just went in front of him, maybe put him off balance, and then obviously Tarkovsky had the last touch, which sent James
yeah.
over. But I wonder if maybe the ref thought, well, actually, that was probably more Godfrey than it was Tarkovsky, and
It probably was.
yeah, and
It
it
probably
was just a
was.
bit clumsy. But even
But the
still,
thing is,
but as we
if
said, he still should have had a yellow already,
yeah,
and
exactly. So if he had a yellow, he would have been more cautious, right?
yeah. So
So,
I don't know.
uh, very bad decisions from refs all round. So we scored the penalty. We're 2-1 up.
Yeah, which I
I
didn't
had the
think would
bet on.
happen. I was so
I had the
convinced
bet
we
on
wouldn't score.
2-1. I had the bet on 2-1. I was like, do I cash out? Do I cash out?
Yeah,
Because it's Chelsea. We're at eight. What was that? 72
yeah,
minutes. We're 2-1 up, and of course, it didn't last long. But just before that, we had Dwight McNeil flashed decent effort
yeah.
across the goal at
The
82
pressure was
minutes.
building. I
Again,
could feel it in my
again
plums. The
was
pressure was
if I
building.
if I remember correctly, there was no one like that. That was an open goal, and it just went across the goal, like the goal
Yeah,
face,
he was
didn't
kind
it?
of like at
Yeah,
like the top left, top right hand corner of our box,
yeah,
and yeah, just kind of
yeah,
flashed it quite low and hard, and it was pretty close to be fair. But
yeah.
you're right. Yeah, it was
It was just open.
it was building. You could feel like it was building a
Yeah,
crescendo as like, oh, this is so nerve wracking. Like if they
yeah,
get another chance like this, and funny enough, a few minutes later, Elliot Sims picks the ball up in a similar position.
yeah.
Then I was thinking, then they're going to get some joy out of this game because we can't give them positions like that now.
No,
So let's get to it. Obviously, the heartbreaker, the dagger to the heart,
yeah.
the ice to the ball sack. I've got great phrases today.
Oh no,
Elliot Sims. Is it Elliot or is it Ellis?
I
I'm gonna
don't
have to
know.
Google him because I better do him justice because he
Sims,
got his first ever
88
goal.
or
It's
87 minutes
Ellis
goal.
Sims in the
So
88th minute
yeah,
scores for Everton to equalise and ultimately decide the result of the game.
yeah.
In his first ever goal for Everton, I actually got my friend was pissed up in London and messaged me on WhatsApp because he must have been watching it in the pub. He messaged it to me before I actually saw the goal went in because my stream was behind. My very legal and above board stream. Um, and so I actually saw it beforehand, but I didn't want to react because I didn't know if you'd seen it, so I kept stum.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah,
was just waiting for it to happen. Like, come on, then let me bask in the misery of this.
yeah.
And then obviously
And
it goes in, and it's
yeah,
not
you
good.
said you said this is Everton's first goal. And if someone hasn't got a goal and you're against
Oh
Chelsea,
yeah,
we let you have
we do.
one
It's charity
because we're
FC.
nice like
We're
that. You know
charity
what I mean?
FC.
We are Cherry FC, and it's just depressing. But why not score against one of the biggest clubs in Europe for your first goal?
If you're
You're
gonna do it,
welcome.
if you're gonna
Yeah,
do it, yeah. Good
yeah,
memories.
exactly. So absolutely, just heartbreaking right at the end of the game. Koulibaly, uh, quite a big part in this.
Yes. Now,
Um,
oh gosh.
go on, go on,
No, so yeah,
go on.
this is where I'm gonna go about fuming, right? So I gave Koulibaly his props in the first half, and I obviously I
Mhm.
said earlier, his problem is he's hot and cold, and actually he's been more cold than he has been hot this season, so he's more tepid than anything.
Yeah,
But and I think from watching again now and having seen it and kind of chilled out a bit, uh, in the moment I was flaming in big time. But there, to be fair, there are a list of errors that lead to that moment.
yeah,
Why was Why did Mikalenko have that much time and space to pop the ball into Decore in the middle of the park, who had an ungodly amount of space at such an important
yeah,
time of the game in such a decent position, who has then had the time and ability to then pick out the Ellis Sims run, which had an acre of space for him between Koulibaly and Trevor Shaloba, who'd come on not long ago after he was subbed on for Wesley Fofana,
yeah,
who also had a really good game for most of the game. Um, there were quite a collection of things that a good team doesn't allow to happen. But
yeah.
Koulibaly got sold out like such a idiot. Like looked like he's not an idiot, obviously, but
Like a novice.
it just made him look like such a
Yeah,
novice. And it's like he dove in and just got absolutely just taken out of the game by Ellis Sims. Who even is that? Literally, who even is
I
that?
don't know.
Made him like such an
Literally.
arsehole.
Number 50 as
Number
well.
50. And then Kepa comes out. rushes out, and then the finish wasn't even that good. So Kepa actually managed to get a
No.
hand to it. But as I keep saying with Kepa, the guy is weak, man. He's a weak
Yep.
goalkeeper, and
Chocolate
he's
wrists.
chocolate wrists, and he's small for a goalkeeper, and he just doesn't
Yeah.
command his box well enough, and that
No.
just makes Sims doesn't even have to do a good job to score, because Kepa, even when he gets a hand to it, he still can't keep it out, and that's just
No.
so naff. And you can't rely on players seemingly. Koulibaly, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he's still quite new to the club and to the league. Who knows if he'll stay much longer anyway? We don't really know.
Whereas
But
Kepa's
with
not, and
Kepa,
there's
for
no
me,
excuse.
I just again I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He's had a good return to the squad since Potter came back. But
Yeah.
this is, and I said this in a few episodes ago. I can't trust him ever, regardless of how
No.
well he plays. I'll never be able to
Yeah.
trust him. We need to cut ties and just bring in somebody new who I can
Fresh.
Like,
Yeah.
it's clearly been a failure.
Or
It's a
get
most
Mendy back.
or try Mendy out. I don't know. Maybe once he comes back from injury,
Yeah.
he'll get a chance again to
You
prove
know
his
what
spot.
though?
But
If
I don't
Mendy
even
was
rate
in
Mendy that
goal,
highly.
if Mendy was in goal, he would have saved that.
I have a feeling like Mendy would have done a better job with it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's so with hindsight, who knows? But
Yeah, true.
it was just a very disappointing way to to like draw again, another draw, and
Yeah.
I'm just so
It's not a loss, so
no,
we got to take that.
but it's a
It's 1
weekend.
point.
But it's a weekend where Liverpool don't have a good result and Tottenham don't have a good result,
Yeah.
and neither do Fulham or Brentford. Which sounds
Yeah.
so funny that we have to put them in our kind of like people we're looking to get above.
Rival watch.
I know, literally rival watching
Jesus
clubs like that.
Christ.
But if we win that game, we go above Fulham. We move away from 10th finally
Yeah.
after weeks and
Yeah.
weeks and weeks of flipping stuck in 10th. But we don't, so we miss out on an opportunity to gain more momentum.
Yeah.
And that's just so bullshit.
And coming up to an international game as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It destroys that momentum. You're going off to your own countries. You're doing your thing. You're coming back, and you're just like, "What? Where was we?" Sort of like
Yeah.
thing. So unless you have a good performance with your team, with your nation, and you have a good win, you're coming back to nothing, because if you lose with that as well, or draw, it's just depressing.
Compounding,
So
yeah.
and then we're back to square one again. So it's like trying to build this momentum. We're against Everton. We should have built it even more. We should have been 3 or 4-0 up in that game.
Literally.
But apparently not.
Everton are
So
shit.
we're as the podcast, not podcast, sorry, as the reaction said, we're not out the woods yet.
No.
So
It's
we
clear.
thought we was doing well. We couldn't make it 4 for 4. So it is what it is. But it's just very depressing to see how far we can go. We was doing well. We created chances, and no one's bloody putting them away. So so that's that.
I just have to say before we move on from the game, I won't be joining you on the pot offense anytime soon. I don't think, because because I just
it's cracking.
he's just so frustrating as a manager.
Yeah,
and
his tactics are just all over the gap.
I know. He's apparently supposed to be dynamic and have all these different formations and tactics, and that's supposed to like maximize what's going on in the game at any given time. But all it seems to be doing is like making us weaker and more vulnerable to teams, bad teams as well, not even good teams, bad teams, building confidence and opportunities against us.
It just doesn't make sense. You're changing formation at the end of a game where you're not even winning that much.
Exactly.
You're putting us into a back four, which we all know that doesn't work. And then you're bringing on people for other people that shouldn't be coming on. Like, I know that Chalobah and who else was it? Chalobah and someone else. Was it Chukwuemeka came on?
Chukwuemeka came on, yeah.
Yeah. So Chalobah and Chukwuemeka. But why? Like, we're losing already. They're coming on for 5 minutes, and what's the point of that? Why are they coming on for 5 minutes? They can't even get like into the game in that time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're trying to switch someone on that's not even switched on. They've just been passively watching, and it's like we're only 1 goal up at that point, and then they come on, and guess what? We're 2-2. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And again, the formation, every single fan knows that we're a 3 at the back team, and that's how we've been playing for the last few years, and we've got players that have still been playing like that.
Mm.
And guess what? It works. So why bloody change it halfway through? Well, not even halfway through, 20 minutes to the end of the game.
Mm.
When you're not 5-0 up, you're not 4-0 up, you're struggling against the bottom of the bloody league team.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting there
No,
now.
it was just it was just so unnecessary. That's literally, it's so frustrating because it was so unnecessary to do.
Yeah.
And I'll, you know, Potter watch.
So you know what? Let's end the game on a good note.
Yeah.
Our leader of the pack was Felix. You chose this one, I believe.
Yeah.
But I fully agree. Absolutely wonder kid. Honestly, wonder kid.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love him. I love his enthusiasm. I love his football. And I really, really, really hope that we actually go through and sign him. Like just anything they ask. Literally anything they ask.
Just get it done.
We just want him because that Enzo and Felix link up is just nuts.
Yeah,
and they're both technically gifted and speedy and young, and just got that energy, that sort of a tribute to Chelsea's style of player, Chelsea's style of, I don't know, heart, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
They feel like a Chelsea player already. If that does that make
Yeah,
sense?
sure.
I think they've sort of like just slid right into the team and just I don't know, they just fit. They just seem like they've been there for years.
Yeah, just
like
good, yeah.
like just one of the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's move on. So that's it for the Everton game. Do you want to kick us off with the club news?
Let's get into some club news. So obviously, coming from that game, there was a video not long after that came out, a clip from a fan asking Todd Bowley to describe kind of how the game went, and in 3 words. He's quite quotable, Todd Bowley. Obviously, do you know the great meal, fantastic food? Do you know that meme?
No.
Oh, it's quite big on the Chelsea subreddit. So
I might do. But
he was quoted as saying that he came out of a restaurant in Barcelona. I think I don't know who. I can't
right.
remember.
Okay.
I can't remember who they were there for. But he said that, and anyway, that's quite a big meme on the Reddit. But yeah, so he said he was caught after this game saying it was a shit fucking game. As he left Stamford Bridge on Saturday evening.
What a quote!
And I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. But this is on you.
Wrong.
This is on you, brother. This is on you, brother.
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
You're the guy who, and this is news that I've only just seen, so I haven't even put it in the doc. But Brighton's financial records came out. They posted they have to post their financial dealings.
Yeah.
And they seem to suggest that we pay £21 million in total compensation to Brighton to get Graham Potter and his staff out of their contracts and to us. So,
wow.
And think about the amount of money it would have cost to get rid of Tuchel as well. So, you can say it's a shit fucking game, Todd Bowley. You Dinlow.
That's you.
You're the bloke who sacked one of Europe's best managers and brought in this tin pot mid-table manager for probably close to 40 million quid. On a vanity project, because you just have the ego and you just want to replace all of the things that make the club what the club is. So
yeah, it makes no sense. Like
it
was a shit fucking game. It was a shit fucking game.
But I don't know. Do you feel like he's been like unprofessional, or do you like the kind of openness?
I like the honesty.
Yeah,
I like the honesty of it. We don't really get that these days. It's always press.
Oh, yeah,
but. You know what? It was by some random fan. He saw him on his way out. Probably waited for him because they're weird, and went, "What do you think, Todd? What do you think?" And he's just literally looked at the camera and went, "Shit, fucking game." I was like, "Yes, it was, but you're to blame." And
it's very memeable. I'll give him that.
It's very memeable. So maybe he's doing that. Maybe he's down with the kids. Memes and that. But
trying to increase our fan base, online fan base through memes.
Through memes.
Well, that's modern business. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, true. But I think it's nice to have some honesty. Even it's swearing. Get over it. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, he shouldn't be swearing," but he's a bit. Do you think he cares? Do you think he cares?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't. He doesn't even know your name. It doesn't matter.
It's not that deep.
So.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if our club's just become a bit of a circus. Maybe it's just this season.
It is.
Maybe it's just this season, and it's just been a fucking weird season, and things are going to calm down. Hopefully next season we'll get a more settled squad, and things should calm down. But I want to like segue from that to another thing that's happened, but within the last couple of days. I don't know if you've seen it as well, but this the Ted Lasso collab that seems to be happening at the moment. Now, I actually quite like the show. I've seen season 1. It's actually pretty good.
Never seen it. Never
It's
seen
all
it.
right, but it's
I
on
was so
Apple. It's
confused.
on Apple
I
Plus.
was, mate, I was so confused. I was like, are we playing
I
someone?
know
I
in the
don't.
international pro. Like, what's going on? Is this like a club
I,
friendly?
I was like, what's going on,
It's
mate? I
so
was
weird.
so
But
confused.
basically, if I can try and sum up the situation, and this kind of works in with the way I was saying that, like, is our club being turned into a bit of a joke, a bit of a circus? So the Ted Lasso collab is kind of happening at the moment. I saw it on the Instagram page, and I was bamboozled as to what the hell was going on. But effectively, they're kind of publicizing a game between the club in the show, which is called Richmond AFC, which is in the Premier League,
Yeah,
and Chelsea. I've seen videos of Potter and RLC now giving like fake interviews about
yeah, I've seen that as well.
like the reason why it's like a news in the show, I think, is because a player in the team in the show, Roy Kent, I actually think he's a coach now. Um, he used to play for Chelsea in the show's lore, basically.
Yeah,
He played like over 100 games for us. Scored a few
quality
goals,
player
whatever.
if I
Well,
remember
apparently
correctly.
so, yeah. But like they've gone all out. Like they've I've seen photoshops of Roy Kent on like on the shed wall, like the legends banners, like the shed wall,
Yeah,
outside the ground. They actually photoshopped over Juan Mata, which is quite funny because they're like, if you've seen the show, you'll know what Roy Kent is like as a character, and he's so not like Juan Mata in playing style and as a person. And also Juan, like they haven't photoshopped the boots, so Juan Mata's boots back in like the picture is him from the 2012-2013 season when we won the
yeah,
Champions League, and the boots back then Juan Mata was wearing like pink and white Mercurials,
I remember
which
him.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, which again, if you remember the show, Roy Kent would never wear. He is your typical like Adidas Gloros, like all black leather
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
tongue strap, like no business, no funny business, no pink boots malarkey, proper Yerdar football player. But
Yeah,
anyway, so
dog.
they've just done this like crazy like promotional campaign for this, and one thing that got me is that they photoshopped also a banner from the games from the ground, of Ray Wilkins, obviously ex like legend of the sport, and of the club, who unfortunately passed some years back, way too early. I think he was only like 60,
Yeah,
and very sadly missed by a lot of ex players and people who know and love the club. But they photoshopped one of his banners, to kind of accommodate Roy. So instead of Roy, it was like Ray. Um, I don't know. I find it all. Maybe I'm being a bit too Yerdar myself, but I find it all just a bit cringe that they are.
I was literally just gonna say that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say there's one word for this, and it's
it's just like
cringe.
all of the things that make Chelsea Chelsea. Like our love for our players, our success, like the things we do. That they're kind of bastardizing to make this like cringy promo for shitty some crappy show.
Yeah,
I just think I don't know, man. The direction of our club, it doesn't seem serious enough.
no, no.
I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem if we were like good. If we were good, we'd be
If
like, oh, it doesn't matter.
mate, yeah, if we were top four, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
But
but the
it's
fact is, we're
like,
shit, and they're doing all this daft shit, and it's like you're
yeah,
making us. I find that it's embarrassing for us. Do you?
it is. I think you know what, and I'm not in the know. I've never seen Ted Lasso or whatever the hell it's called. I don't even know what the hell it's about. So when they posted that we're against someone, and I don't know, and a lot of people haven't seen it. Like, how many fans have we got? And I've gone, oh, is it a friendly? Can I watch it? Or
Yeah,
like, I'm thinking, oh, just before the international break, like, well, can Kante play? Like,
yeah,
everything's going
yeah,
through my head, and then it's just like, oh no, it's for some shitty show wherever the hell it is,
yeah,
and it's just like, what? Why how have you done this? Like to come into like a big sort of league, and apparently a lot of other clubs are doing it as well. There's like a thing saying like about West Ham and stuff like that.
mm,
But like as you said, like why? Like it just we've never done it before. I don't think.
no,
And it's like it's not a massive show because I haven't even heard of it until that.
yeah.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, I think it's
So
probably like a cult. It's kind of like a cult show because it's on
that's
it's
what it
on it's on
is.
Apple Plus. So you unless you pay for that, which nobody does, you're not gonna see
Oh
it.
come on,
Um,
Apple Plus.
yeah. Um,
Jesus
but yeah, no,
Christ.
it's I don't know. I feel like our club's being turned into a bit of a laughing stock, to be honest, and I just
It
find it
is.
cringe. But
It
we'll move on
is.
from that. So from fake players to real players,
Yep.
Money Mason Mount.
Money
Obviously,
Moose.
there's been a lot of chat about Mason recently, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Obviously, being one of our most successful and talented youth prospects we've had in years,
Yep. Yep.
and there's been a lot of chat about him, week after week, and maybe people are finding it boring, but I think it's right to bring it up. Um, he's found new representation, a new agent, basically. A guy called Neil Fewings from Ruth.
Roof.
Ruth is an agency. I believe it stands for. Oh man, what does it stand for? God's sake, I literally
Ridiculously overpriced fees.
representatives of outstanding footballers is what Ruth stands for. Um,
Cringe.
yeah, so rumors obviously of Mount once since that's happened have got more and more frequent now of him leaving. A little background on Ruth: they've got 143 players currently on their books with an estimated total transfer value of 777 million euros. So they're a massive agency. According to Transfermarkt, they've already have 3 Chelsea players in their ranks. Kai Havertz being the biggest and one of the most valuable players on their books, and 2 youth prospects, Ben Elliott and Brody Hughes as well. So
Yeah.
they don't have too many Chelsea players on their books, but they do have 4 now. How does this make you feel? Do you think this kind of, him getting new representation seems like it's going to happen?
Well, you know what? It might be the other way around. It might be that we were thinking the worst. He might have got new representation because his representation weren't doing the job to get the deal done at Chelsea,
That's a good point.
and
Yeah,
he's probably gone through. He's probably talked to the players. He's probably talked to the other players, like Havertz in particular, and said, this just isn't working. Like like the representation just isn't doing their job properly. And Kai's gone, hey, get on Roof Lud. Like they're sick.
yeah,
And he's gone, go ahead, I'll give him a go. So maybe it's because of that. But so, you got to take everything with a pinch of salt. You can't just be like, oh, is this it? He's leaving.
yeah.
I think it might be new representation to get a better deal, or even just to convey his ideal contract
Hmm.
over to the Chelsea peoples. Um, you know, uh,
Do you reckon? Do
basically,
you
is
reckon Kai got commission? Do you reckon
oh, you
it's a
never know,
finder's fee? Kai got he'll get a 15% cut of Mount's
it
next contract.
wouldn't even surprise me. So I take it both ways. He might be leaving. You know what? We haven't played him all season. I don't even think he'd be missed at this point. But he's a Chelsea lad, and I want him to stay because when he was good, he was our Player of the Year 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
So he's not
I
bloody
have to.
bad,
I
is
do
he?
have to contest the second year because I think Thiago Silva should have got it, but he clearly, at the very least, he put himself in the conversation, and you can't ask for much more
Exactly.
basically from a player so
So
young.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. So
yeah,
and yeah, so you could take it both ways. I think maybe it's new representation just to get a deal over the line with Chelsea. If not, it's new representation to go somewhere else and do your thing, but you won't be welcome back. So,
fair enough.
I mean, if he left to Liverpool or left to Arsenal, do you want him back?
Uh, I just
Probably
don't.
not.
I think maybe at that point the bridge would be burnt, and with our new
Exactly. Like you
ownership,
can't.
he would never want to come back.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly, and you can't say, "Oh, you're a Chelsea lad. You've been here since you were 6 years old. You're Chelsea through and through. You bleed blue, and then you go to Arsenal or Man City or Liverpool." It's
yeah,
just like, yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
just money then. So
Yeah,
you're a money whore, aren't you? Because if it wasn't about money and it was about just to staying at the club, you would have signed a deal last year.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it makes no
True,
sense to
true.
me. Let's just carry on with Mount. He will also not be joining the England squad due to the penis injury, and Wesley won't be won't be joining France.
Oh,
Wesley won't be joining France due to a hamstring injury. So
yeah.
it just seems no one's joining anyone because of
No one's
injuries.
going anywhere.
And you know what? It's not even Chelsea, but Haaland as well. It's not going because of injury. So it just seems like everybody's pulling out because they can't be bothered. I don't blame them.
No, well, it's Euro qualifiers, isn't it? Euro 24
Yeah.
qualifiers. Just like
Have you seen? Have you
who fucking
seen
cares?
our April, bro?
Uh,
Our April is stacked,
is it
like
from when
ridiculous,
we get back?
mate. Yeah, mate. We have like a game every 4 days. Like it's ridiculous.
Let's have a look. Yeah, so I see you've noted it down here. So 1st of April, Chelsea Aston Villa. 4th of April, Chelsea Liverpool. 8th of April, Wolves Chelsea. 12th of
12.
April, Real Madrid Chelsea. 15th, Chelsea Brighton. 18th, Chelsea Real. 22nd, Man United Chelsea. 26th, Chelsea Brentford. 29th, Arsenal Chelsea. Oh my
Mate,
god.
it's every 4 days we've got a game.
I know we've got a big squad, but no squad is big enough to take that battering. That is, oh my god,
That's ridiculous.
that's a
How
bukkake
mad
of a
is that?
fixture list. I'm sorry. That is, I don't know who sorted the calendar out, but that is not fair.
That's ridiculous, isn't
We're
it?
about to see a lot more injuries. That is absolutely shocking. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So that's great. So expect us to be, by the 15th or by the 18th, we're gonna have B squad out. So
Yeah, we will do.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
especially with bloody Graham Potter, he'll have the coaching staff playing.
We'll
So
see.
we've got. Let's carry on with the news. Where was we? So match officials across the Premier League and the EFL has been asked to allow players to break to break their fast during matches over Ramadan, which I believe we've done that last year, I swear, and
Yeah.
the year before. I swear this is like an ongoing thing. But again, yeah. So I think that's great. I think that's absolutely amazing. It includes all of Muslims all over the Premier League, and I think who was it that came out? Was it Koulibaly or it was? I think it might have been Koulibaly that said, it, or was it? It might have been an Everton player. Someone said it's like the best league to play for if you're Muslim.
Oh really?
Because of this. No other league does this. No other league ever.
Oh, okay.
So we're the only ones to sort of take into account. We've got different players on the field from all different kinds of race, religion, everything like that,
Yeah.
and we've got to be all inclusive.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the motto.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just checking the list here. So Hakim Ziyech, N'Golo Conte, Koulibaly, Wesley Fofana. This list says Raheem Sterling. I've never seen Raheem Sterling do anything that would suggest he's Muslim, unless that's very
I
new. So I don't know about that one.
I don't want to be offensive, but is he?
I
I
I've
don't
never
think he
I've never
is.
seen him. I've never seen that before. So I don't. This website, footyhound.com might be absolute garbage, but I do know that Koulibaly, Kante, Ziyech, and Fofana are there. So yeah, Ramadan Mubarak to all of the potential Muslim people
Indeed.
watching and or listening. I believe it starts today, so good luck with your fast. Hopefully all things go well. And yeah, you get through it okay. But yeah, it's nice to see that. Yeah, as you said, like the Premier League are being ready and available to make it as easy and as simple as possible for
Yeah,
players of
yeah.
any religion to kind of still be able to play the sport as best they can within respect to their religion. So
Yeah, and I love all that. Love all that.
GG's to the EFL for that.
Can I just do like I just want to do a little quick fire
Yeah,
that we
quick
haven't touched
roundup,
on.
go for it. Yeah.
So quick roundup. So we got Chelsea could be forced to play at Fulham's Craven Cottage, Twickenham or Wembley for 4 years as club consider new £2 billion stadium. Thoughts?
I don't care. I can't afford to go to games, so I don't.
I
Really
do
mind.
care because it's Fulham.
No, I hear that. But to me,
Like,
they're
can
not.
we just
they're not
have
really
Wembley?
rivals. Yeah,
I'll just take Wembley.
Twickenham on Wembley. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the long run, we need to do it because we need a better stadium.
Yeah, we do,
Stamford Bridge
yeah.
is obviously iconic, and we love it, and we'll always miss it.
Yeah.
But
Now
it's an old
says,
stadium, and it's going to get older
yeah.
and older. So we need to modernize it at some point.
Yeah, it says 4 years there. I did actually see another article saying 2030. So that's quite.
There
a
are
long
so
way away.
many issues that come with building in that particular area, in that
Yeah.
part of London.
Oh, ridiculous!
This is
Yeah.
the reason why it's been so hard to get off the ground when
Yeah.
Roman was here, because we had plans
And
for an absolute.
Ah.
If anyone can look it up, go and look up the plans we had, the renders of
I've seen
the.
it. It was
Oh,
nice.
it's the most beautiful
It was
stadium
so nice.
you would ever see, but unfortunately we couldn't get it over the line because
No.
the costs were getting prohibitive.
You know what? I do. My job is in construction and everything like that, and even just to get planning permission on a bloody house
Yeah.
is bad.
Yeah.
But this is like a stadium is different levels,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So anyway, we've got a Chelsea Park Company with their head groundsman Jason Griffin has been at the club for 30 years. We're not sure what the reasons are at the moment, but it continues the new regime's scorched earth policy with the Chelsea staff.
Yeah, that comes from chelseanews.com. Just a little weird story that I saw. I don't know why. I literally don't know why. I don't know. As we said, the score.
Do we know anymore? Do we
No,
know
we don't.
anymore?
So there's
Well,
not really much more to say. But
no.
as we were saying earlier about Bowley and Co coming in and just ripping up everything that was kind of what made our club our club. They
Yeah.
continue to do it, and they continue to do it in the middle of season, not when the
Why
season's
not?
over.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
don't really understand. Like I don't know who else can you bring in. Like our pitch has never been bad. Maybe
No.
our training pitches are terrible. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah,
Yeah. Bit
strange.
weird.
But
Ben Chilwell says he is absolutely delighted to be called up to the England squad after missing the World Cup through injury, and I'm delighted for him. Just don't get injured. I swear to God, if you get injured, Southgate's getting it. I don't even care.
yeah, no, he's
Like,
been in lovely form, and I'm sure, and he would have got into that England squad as well during the
he
World
would
Cup.
have,
So
yeah.
it is an absolute killer that he didn't manage to do
Yeah.
it. But so yeah, good for him coming back from injury, looking really good. Hopefully
Yeah.
he'll play a little bit and he'll look good, but he won't play too much and get injured. So good for
Yeah.
him.
We mentioned last week or the week before, I believe, Victor Osimhen
Osimhen!
dreams. He dreams of the Premier League amid interest from Chelsea, Man United, and PSG.
Yeah.
Napoli now wants 150 million for
Yeah.
him.
No, yeah.
Not worth it. I'm sorry. It's just not viable.
He is. I
he's
mean,
good, but
he
he's
is
not that good.
No, he's throwing it back big time at the moment in public. Like he's really is like doing everything he can to like catch the eyes of other clubs.
Yeah.
Because he's
Yeah.
literally said it in public. I dream of the Premier League, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean Aurelio De Laurentiis, the guy who runs Napoli, is he's a renowned tough bargainer. It's very hard to
He
get
is.
decent
Yeah.
money, decent value from their players. Especially with the season they're having, they are absolutely dominating their league. I
Yeah.
think they've just drawn Inter, I believe, in the Champions League. So Inter are actually the first team to beat them in the league this season. The first
Oh,
game
right.
back from the Christmas break, Inter beat them. So that might be interesting, but who knows? I mean, if Napoli go on to make a real push for the Champions League, and they're 15 points ahead right now in the Serie A, then that
Yeah.
price could go up even higher, to be honest, because if he scores a few from now until then...
No one's paying it. I'm sorry, but no one's paying it.
Or
it's ridiculous.
Or we do, because why not?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
no,
no,
2 billion for a stadium. What's 200 million for a striker? Go on then.
I know.
So moving on, that's the club news rounded up. Moving on to the women's smashed Reading women. Guys,
We're struggling today,
Reading
aren't
women.
we?
I know, right? Reading women 3-1 in the FA Cup, putting them through to the semi-finals. Goals from Jess Carter. I can't say her name.
I'm going to go for Maren Mielde.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
And Guro Wrighton.
Yeah. Guro Wrighton. Yeah.
So we sealed the deal there. Right now, as we're speaking, we are currently playing Lyon in the Women's Champions League quarter final.
Yeah.
Lyon are a decent side, but
we're favourites to go through. We're actually up 1-0 as we speak.
Oh, get him!
So this is away at Lyon
the
in the first leg. So Guro Wrighton again actually got that goal in the 28th minute.
Hello.
So we're currently in the 63rd minute. The game will probably be over after we stop recording. So we don't know how that will go. But fingers crossed they managed to hold on to the result, unlike the men's.
It'd be incredible. Yeah. It'd be incredible. Hopefully we can go through to the semi-finals.
Because Lyon have got major pedigree in this competition. So to get through them early will be a real big confidence boost, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So how's the youth, Bo?
The youth, the young lads. So the development squad drew on the weekend, 1-1 with Everton. So they shared our result, not the scoreline, but our result. Mason Burstow scored in the 7th minute. He scored again. He keeps scoring. He's having a really good month or so. Which gave us a lead, but Everton did
another
equalise.
Mason.
Another Mason, yeah. But Everton equalised on the 40th minute through Kouyaté. So this result is quite bad, really, for our kind of Premier League 2 title hopes. Because it leaves us a point below Man City. But the Sky Blues now have 2 games in hand against us. So in theory, if they win those 2, they could be 7 points above, giving them a very domineering position at the top of the table and seemingly unlikely to be caught. The under-18s absolutely smashed Southampton under-18s 5-2.
Nice. We love that.
Emphatic result, which should hopefully restore some confidence in the lads, because they have lost 2 games before that game. We saw goals from McNeely, Golding, Castledine, and Flower for Chelsea.
I
With
love that
2,
name, you know,
there are lots of good
Castledine,
names
man.
in the academy.
Yeah,
With 2 second half goals from Southampton's Pitts to make the score and then look a bit more favourable
yeah.
for Southampton. But a good win overall.
You know what? His name's Flower. Yeah. So if he scores and they don't play that tune, I'll bring you flowers
The
in
pouring rain.
if they don't play that, I'll be very
Well, that
upset.
ages us a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit. Right. So moving on to Rival Watch. Explosive post-match
Oh
interview
yeah, this was
with
class.
Conte. Do you want to go through this?
Yeah, this was amazing. So I think that game happened the same day as ours, but I was too wrapped up in our
Yeah, I
own
think it
kind
did.
of
Yeah.
Chelsea depression that I wasn't paying too much attention to it, and I saw it the day after, and I actually linked it and sent it to you because it was so funny. This is
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
10-minute rant that Conte had after their draw to Southampton.
It was
They drew
incredible.
3-3 to Southampton. Southampton got a last-minute penalty that James Ward-Prowse tucked away to draw the game 3-3. And Conte went mental and basically started slating everyone at the club. It was hilarious. He's so
It
desperate to
was
get the
so
sack. It's
good.
hilarious.
It was so good.
Like the kind of pick of the bunch for the quotes from him. They're used to it here. Oh God, what accent's that? I'll do it in my own accent. They're used to it here. They don't play for something important. They don't want to play under pressure or under stress. Tottenham's story is this: 20 years there is this owner, and they've never won something. Why?
Why?
And
Yeah.
that can you? What a fantastic for a Chelsea fan to watch the crumbling, the breakdown over there at Spurs
Yeah.
is great. But what a quote for him to come out with just in public in a press
I
conference.
loved it. I
Imagine
loved
what his
it.
playing squad must have felt like the people above him.
Good.
Oh my God, he must have got so many WhatsApps like, mate, you having a laugh? And he's like, I don't. He doesn't care.
No,
He doesn't
no.
care. He's literally
It's
just like
it,
putting them all under the bus.
yeah, he just wants to get a sack done.
He
He's
clearly
like, I'm
does. He wants
done.
that severance
But
pay,
he's
man.
fully
He
done.
wants that 30
Yeah.
mil severance pay. He don't give an F.
Yeah. No, I don't blame him either.
No,
And
yeah.
he's completely right. It's heritage.
It's
And what's
heritage.
Tottenham's heritage?
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
Tottenham's heritage? Fuck all.
It's
So
Spursy, isn't it? Being Spursy, that's
it's
the heritage.
Spursy. Did you see that video that I sent you? I think it was today. I'm pretty sure it was today. Someone made like a mock-up Spurs thing. I think it's Paddy Power actually.
Yeah.
And they've done like a mock-up Spurs like museum thing of remembering all the good times.
Right,
And there
okay.
is no good times. It's literally just every time Arsenal lost.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh,
like
okay, yeah,
that's
yeah.
like their good times.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they were like, oh, so where is the Tottenham stuff? And he's opened the door to this little room, and it's just like 3 posters, and it was like Tottenham Stadium to be the only stadium to have a cheese board or something like that. And then some blokes come in and went, "Oh, I need a shit," and it's in the toilet. So their actual achievements are in the actual toilet. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, heritage. They haven't got none. So yeah, no, I'm I'm all for it. I love Conte for just coming out and just being like, let's have it.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Like, give me my 30 million now.
Yeah.
So love all that. So it was quite weird. Oprah Winfrey was the ref in the game between Man United and Fulham, handing out red cards like, you get a red card, you get a red card, you get a red card. And I don't blame her. Don't blame her. If you haven't seen this, Mitrovic and the coach, what was the coach's name? Oh my God,
Marco Silva.
Yeah, Marco Silva. They got both a red card, and and Willian got a red card for the handball for the goal. But that's like thing. That's the same as what Reece James got against Liverpool. So it's just the hand blocking the goal basically. So that was like just a straightforward red card. Mitrovic wasn't happy.
Mental.
He's never a happy bunny, is he?
No.
So he's come over to the ref, manhandled him, literally like grabbed him,
his
like
arm, didn't he? Pulled him back.
You know what? Know what it reminded me of? Tarkovsky against Felix.
True, yeah, true.
So he's literally grabbed him around and started yelling, I don't know, Polish stuff at him or something, wherever
stuff.
he's from.
He's Serbian.
Serbian, yeah. Just loads of stuff and like that. And apparently he's like, threats and everything like that. So he got done with a red card, but he didn't go off with a red card. He stayed on and continued arguing with the ref after he's been shown that red card, with everybody around him, and even his own players just saying like, leave it, just get off.
Yeah.
He was having none of it. That Serbian in him. possibly charged with a 10-game ban.
Yeah, I've seen
Is
rumors of
that
that.
ridiculous?
No, I mean, I think what he did was definitely like overstepping the line. I mean, he literally did give, he did roughly grab the guy and like
Yeah,
yank him
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Um, there
That's
has,
assault,
yeah,
you
basically,
know?
yeah, literally, yeah. If someone did it to you at work, yeah, yeah, it's assault, as you said.
Yeah.
So the FA actually hasn't told us. We don't know the length of the ban
No,
yet.
nothing yet.
So
No.
we actually are unsure how long he'll get. But I'm sure we'll find out soon.
Yeah.
But
Well, the
yeah,
rumors are a 10-game ban. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that's a bit
it's basically the
ridiculous,
rest of the season, isn't it? At that point,
but I think it's to set an example, and I
definitely,
think
yeah,
they
of
need to
course,
do. I think they need to do that now. And if they come out with, oh no, it's only a 3-game, or even if they come out and say, oh, it's a 5-game ban instead, no one's going to care. But if they come out and go, it's a 10 or 15-game ban or something
yeah,
ridiculous
you're
like
never
that,
doing that again.
or even or even to the point of reducing Fulham's points, you know, a player won't be bloody doing that again, will they? They'll
No,
think twice, being like, "Oh, a 10-game ban, 15-game ban, or but I could lose points for the club."
yeah,
Like,
it's a bit like a Hogwarts, isn't it, where they get points taken out of their
exactly,
house points.
exactly. No, exactly that, exactly that. And he's got a slithering away.
Nice.
So no, it was terrible. So yeah, I think it's right. I think he should get at least 10-game ban just to set an
Set an
example. Honestly,
example to him and to everyone
yeah,
else. I mean,
yeah.
fortunately, it doesn't actually happen that much. Like you very rarely see a player manhandle a ref. They obviously
No,
do.
no.
They do shout at them and have a go at them
Yeah.
quite a lot.
But you need to be aware that it is a serious situation when you do that.
Yeah,
And you know what I said to you, didn't I? I said it was coming. When we played Fulham, they were so aggressive, and
yeah,
Mitrovic was an arsehole then as well, and
yeah.
he's been an
He always
arsehole
has
ever
been. Yeah,
since.
he always has
And he
been.
always has been.
Yeah,
So I think it was coming, and he needs anger management issues,
yeah,
counselling. To be honest with
yeah,
you,
yeah. Seems like it.
because it wasn't even him like getting the rate. Oh, it's just weird,
Yeah.
man. Anyway, and then the coach doesn't help, so you can see where they got it
Yeah,
from.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But well,
So
Pochettino
yeah,
had a big issue with that back in the day when remember the Battle of the Bridge when we
yeah,
drew
yeah,
two
yeah,
all. Like
yeah,
Pochettino G'd on his players to get to that point of aggressiveness.
yeah.
And it was a crazy. I mean, it was actually an iconic game, but a disgusting game in terms of tackles and what was
Oh
happening.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
But yeah, he often let players get out of control, because he wasn't coaching them to stay level-headed. And it
yeah,
looked like a similar thing happened there with Marco Silva. Going on from more United stuff, because by the way, Man United won that game 3-1, and they are now
oh
through.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think now
yeah. They
through to the
did. Yeah,
semis of the FA Cup, I
I'm
believe. I
pretty
think it's
sure.
that. I
Pretty
think it's
sure.
that.
Yeah,
But so more news has come about a second bid coming in actually today, or as of today, we're
Ooh.
recording Wednesday, the 22nd of March, worth £6 billion for United from Sheikh Jassim, the same guy who made a public announcement that he's making an initial bid. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know. I wonder if you thought that United was kind of worth this price, considering we were what, like 3 billion, 4 billion,
4 billion,
4 billion.
So obviously, I think we're worth 6 billion as well. I think we are worth 6 billion. But I've said this in previous podcasts where we was in a rushed time to get it done, and plus it was the government controlled, so it wasn't like trying to get profit for the owners or whatever.
Yeah,
There was no profit to be had. So I think we could undercut our value by a good 2 or 3 billion. And I think we would have been worth 6 or 7. And I think Manchester United, at the state that they're in, you're probably talking 5 or 6. They're not as big as they used to be at all, during the Ferguson era,
mm.
but they're still good. They've got a massive, massive fan base. I mean, you ask anyone,
Yeah,
Cristiano
huge.
Ronaldo was there, so all of his little fanboys all over the world know who Man United
Yeah,
are. So they got absolute massive fan base. So probably 6 billion is probably around about right, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I don't think they're worth any more than that, just because of the actual club itself not doing well in recent years. But yeah, 6 billion sounds all right. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little bit of 6 billion. Uh, I'll take 1% if you want. So yeah, no, 6 billion sounds okay. What about you?
Yeah, no, I mean, just yeah, based on marketability, club name, some of
Yeah,
the players they have are massive in different regions around the world. You think like
yeah,
Bruno Fernandes, and other players like that. Casemiro, obviously massive in Brazil. So,
yeah, massive. Yeah,
um, No, I get it. Like it would be daft of us to be like, well, we're probably worth more than them. We're obviously not. Like this is
No,
United. They've got like one of the
no.
biggest, most iconic stadiums in the world. Um,
But then again, we are massive, bruv.
I know we are, but we're not as big as Man United. So yeah, it makes sense that they would go for more than us. But as you said, though, this is going to be either it's going to be a bidding war, or this is like the offer that trumps them all because no one has got as much money as these guys do. So there's
No,
no one going to
no,
be able to spend as
definitely
much as
not.
that.
No.
So
And
yeah,
even if they do, sorry, if anybody comes in with 6.5 billion,
yeah.
I mean, they're just going to come in with eight,
Yeah, literally, yeah.
just to shut
They've
them up.
basically got unlimited money. They are
Yeah,
like an arm of the. Where are they from now? Can't remember again.
the
Is it
United Arab
is it
Emirates, or
UAE? Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
But they have like major ties to like the royal family. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
oh,
Everybody bloody
Qatar,
does.
Qatar, Qatar.
Yeah,
So
Qatar,
yeah,
Qatar.
they got hella P. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're probably
hella
gonna win
P.
the bid. And
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
it'll be another state owned run club in football again, which is so lovely
yay.
for the game. So yeah,
Yeah,
lucky us.
so good, so good. Arsenal defender, whatever his name is, what's his name?
Takahiro Tomiyasu.
Will be ruled out for the remainder of the season after a significant injury to his right knee. So we love all that.
I know he's had quite an injury hit season, but he actually doesn't start many games with Arsenal.
No,
All the only way this is going to affect them, I imagine, is if other players get injured and they don't have good replacements. But
yeah, yeah. I just thought I'd
yeah,
add it in there anyway because it's
oh, it's good
Arsenal
to
and we
know. It's
love
good
to
to
see
know.
them
Yeah,
fall.
it's good to know.
So, any bad news from Arsenal is good news for us.
We're so bitter, aren't we? This season, we're
I
so
know.
bitter. Honestly,
Roy Hodgson has been appointed as Crystal Palace manager until the end of the season. Lol, what the fuck?
I put this in late last night because I saw it and I just thought a bit mad in it that they went from trying to revolutionise their club with Patrick Vieira
Yeah.
from the Roy Hodgson era, which was some of the worst football you'll ever see, and
To going back to
to
him.
go and bring him back in at 75 years old after he's been retired for a year or two is just it's just
Oh,
peak football, isn't it? And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
only on an interim basis and it's probably up until the end of the season, but
It
just a
is, yeah,
funny little
yeah,
thing
yeah.
that seems to happen in football more often than not. So good luck to
Honestly.
Roy Hodgson. He's got a job to do because Palace are terrible, and although they are in where the hell are they? Although they're only in 12th, they've lost
Yeah.
they're four of their last games, and they're only 3 points above the relegation. In fact, uh, from 12th to 20th, there is only 4 points between. So literally anyone
Wow.
in 8 teams at this point can get relegated. So apparently,
Jeez.
this is the closest it's ever been after game week like 28. Yeah,
Yeah,
28
yeah.
than it's ever been before in the Premier League. So it's going to be a fantastic end to
Wow.
the season,
Love
and we
it,
will
love
keep
it.
an eye on that,
And
obviously.
hopefully we're not in
Oh,
that.
we won't
So
be because we're on 38 points. So unless we have a particularly bad run and all of those shit teams take points of us, we should be all right. But hey,
yeah,
there's no
all right. So
guarantees. We should have been
you
all right
never
against
know.
Everton, but we weren't.
Yeah, very true. So that sort of rounds up the rival watch for this
Yeah,
week. We're on international break now, unfortunately.
yeah,
So that means there's no games, boys and girls. So there's no Chelsea news. We'll probably keep you updated on the England stuff. We're not going to do like a reaction for it or anything because England is shit anyway.
yeah, completely.
So next week's podcast, we'll just update you on a few England things going on. Our first game back though will be the 1st of April. April Fool's Day, Saturday. At 5:30 against Aston Villa.
Yeah,
So you can probably catch that on Sky or BT, or other networks are available. So yeah, first game back then. So we've literally got like what 9 days to wait for a game,
yeah,
and then, ladies and gentlemen, it's full throttle. As we said earlier,
yeah.
it's every 4 days. It's going to be manic. We got videos to make.
Oh no, we've got so many videos to make.
So,
Our podcasts are gonna be like 3 hours long, just trying to react to all the games that
yeah,
happen. It's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
mental,
I think we might even have to do like mini ones, just to get like
just to
through the
get them all
games
out.
because
Just to
it's
get
just
them
going
all
to
out.
be, if we're going to be discussing 2 games a week.
Yeah. We'll have
So
to just fucking fly through them, but we'll see how we get on. We'll figure that
yeah,
out when the time comes.
yeah,
Luckily,
yeah,
we
yeah,
have a bit of a
because
break to like get ready for it, take a deep breath,
yeah,
and get ready for it
yeah.
because it's going to be mad. It's going to be mad.
It's going to be absolutely crazy, crazy times. And let's just see what the injuries bring us because hopefully, let's fingers crossed, people, that no one gets injured in this international break. Because if they do, we're screwed. we are absolutely screwed. If any of our big players, Enzo, has Felix gone? I think
Yeah,
Felix
Felix
is
is
gone, right?
gone. Yeah,
Cuckoo, Reece James,
yeah. Chilwell,
Chilwell. Like, if any
everyone,
of these
anyone and everyone.
players get injured, we're screwed. We're
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
It's nerve wracking, man. Because I hate international break, especially in between a season, which I still don't understand. Just do it in the summer, man. But yeah, it is what it is. We've got to take an international break. So yeah. Thanks for watching. This has been the Pride Football Thoughts episode 6. If you liked it, please just comment down below any old crap. Just say
Likes.
what your thoughts are. Tell us your thoughts so we can argue with you in the comments.
Yeah, true.
And stuff like that. Please subscribe. It does help. I don't know, other stuff.
You know how this stuff works.
You know
We've
how
all been
this
on the
stuff
internet
works.
for long enough. We all get it.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
That's us for today, and we'll catch you next week. Now we won't have any videos coming out unless we just decide to do one on the off chance. Never know. Thanks for listening, and I've been Clark.
I've been Bo.
Peace. Or up the Chelsea. What are we doing?
It doesn't matter.
Up the Chelsea.
Thanks for listening to The Pride. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice, and maybe drop a like or follow on our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok and Instagram pages. And as always, up the Chelsea.